we have offensive coordinator Chad Scott. Questions for Coach Scott, Barry?
So, Chad, start with the run game. Your run game didn't have the numbers this week that it has. So when it runs well, what do you guys do well? When you had struggles like you did this week, what wasn't working?
Well, our numbers were limited because of the limited amount of plays we had on offense. Jaheim ran the ball really well. Really his average dipped below the 5 mark with the last opportunity. He really didn't have a chance to do anything on the read. Nico missed, but he ran the ball really well. But we didn't really run it as much.
So just numbers.
Yeah, just numbers. If we'd have, I believe in this. We've had 2 games where we've had more plays in one half than we had in this game as a whole. So we'd had the number of plays we normally get. Jaheim would have been over 100 yards.
2 defensive touchdowns takes up for a lot of.
Yeah, there's no question. I would take it all day. We take it all day, and those are reasons why the numbers were limited as well. So, but absolutely, we take those all day long.
You mentioned, he said the dropping 8 and the changing pictures. He said that really wasn't the issue. It was more kind of fundamental things.
Fundamentals and discipline. Honestly, what they did didn't really create issues for us. We created issues on our own with the lack of fundamental play and the lack of discipline.
What do you see from Baylor's defense?
See guys that's gonna fly around, be disciplined, be where they're supposed to be, play hard, have minimal mistakes, and so we got to do a phenomenal job being sound, and we've done a great job taking care of the ball. We got to continue to be consistent with the ball, and this is a team, offense put up a lot of points, so we should have a lot more possession than we've had last week.
Coach Brown mentioned fundamental discipline, things like that, kind of causing the offensive struggles. Are those words you would use? How would you characterize just the overlying theme of what did not work offensively?
Yeah, just lack execution from fundamental play, and the guys just letting it go. Just letting it go, going out there and play free. Guys know what they're doing. They've seen the looks. They just got to go out there and play ball. When you play against teams that's going to run the ball and eat the clock, control the time of possession, you got to capitalize on the opportunities you got offensively with scores. And that's the one thing we can't emphasize all week. They're going to run the ball. They're going to eat at the clock, try to keep our offense off the field. So we got to capitalize on our offense possessions, ending those drives with scores. And a lot of the times we didn't end drives with scores because of lack of execution from fundamental play or lack of discipline.
You get the feeling playing these guys that you're going to have to outscore them maybe a little bit, because other than Utah, they put points on the board.
Yeah.
It's just about everybody, and they move the ball. Is that kind of the feeling you get?
We do. And we had a saying that once we get in the red zone, we got to score. We got to score touchdowns. We got to score touchdowns in the red zone. I think we were 2 for 3 the other day. Like I said, obviously we got to get there more, but we got to score touchdowns in the red zone.
What is the problem when Hudson Clement's not on the field? It limits your big play guy. So how big of a factor is it when he's out?
Always a huge factor when any of them great players like Hudson Clement's out. He's a great player that's been productive for us all season, has a big playability, ability to stretch the field vertically. So anytime you get any one of these great players that we miss for any amount of time, particularly a whole game like he did, that always hurts.
What did you give Robinson as a replacement?
Robinson, he obviously had a big touchdown grab, phenomenal job hanging on to that ball with the contact was given on the catch. Timely, big play down the field on the vertical was huge. So that was huge. He's just got to be consistent, playing away from the football. He's a phenomenal talent. He's got to be consistent playing away from the football.
How do you get that through to somebody? Because like Neil mentioned that Fox blocking was pretty effective, and he said that when the ball isn't Robinson's way, he's got to little bit more productive with you if he's not catching it.
Showing how it hurts the offense, which is what I did today. Showing how when he lacks the discipline, how it hurts how it hurts the success of the offensive play, and then showing when he does what he's supposed to do, how it helps the success of the offensive play, and hopefully that gets through to him and he can go be consistent doing it, because he's a special talent. He's got to be consistent. And so that's the way we went about it today, showing how it hurt it when he didn't do it, how it hurt the success of the offensive play, and when he did do it, how it helped the success of the offensive play.
passes, sort of standard ones, kind of that you try to get going that didn't have great results. But then you had sort of the misdirection thing that went to Jaheim that went for
Right.
a big play. With teams attacking your run game so much and putting so many more players close there,
Yeah.
is that the kind of thing you got to do to make screens more effective?
Absolutely, we do. You know, people play us totally different than what we see on film, and so we have to be creative and unconventional about how we go about getting him the ball and how we go about doing, base screens like that. That was a base screen, but we found a different way to get to it, dress it up, make it look a lot different. We did the same thing with Cole Taylor's his screen, so that's something we're doing. Moving forward, just try to find different ways, unconventional wise, to get Jaheim the ball, and different ways to make a vanilla base screen look a little different with run action.
Okay, anything else for Coach?
Thank you all.